Greetings Pokemon fans and welcome back to Playthough's Wrath. My name is JD and today we're doing a prediction video for an optimized playthrough of Pokemon Crystal using Xatu. Xatu is known as the Mystic Pokemon. Go ahead and look at this GIF here of it flying around. The bottom left corner is what it looks like all the time. The bottom right corner is its shiny. Honestly, one of the better shinies I've seen in this generation, and it even added some things to it. This shiny Pokemon has like a third eye kind of in the middle of its head. I like it. I like it a lot, and this is how shiny should be. It looks like a completely different Pokemon with a new twist and a new angle, all those things. So, good job, Game Freak, on this one. Let's dive into what happened in the previous playthroughs. Yes, I said playthroughs. There was two, and I'll explain why there's two. The first thing I want to explain is this Pokemon is not very well built, just like every other Pokemon in this generation. Not every Pokemon, but a lot of them. This Pokemon is Flying Psychic. Its best attacking stat is Special, the special attack, not the physical. And this Pokemon does not get a damage-dealing Psychic move, that's Stab, or anything like that. There's Future Sight, which does like a set, it's like just a set damage. It doesn't go off your special, though. And it's not like a Stab move. It's like a weird move. It's a weird move. Let's just put it that way. So it's not a physical damaging special Psychic move or special move at all until level 65. This Pokemon is horribly designed in that regard. So I did a what-if scenario where it started out as with Confusion, and I'll show you the results of that here in a second. But with this Pokemon starting out as its base form and evolving and playing through the game, we beat the Elite Four in 1 hour and 47 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, when I played through, did the same thing, but I gave the Pokemon Confusion. So we started the game with Confusion. It was a stab move. We played through. We beat the Elite Four in 1 hour and 27 minutes and 21 seconds. That one move literally cost us and saved us 20 minutes. So, what are we going to do in this playthrough? Well, we're going to find that out. But ultimately, we beat the game in the original playthrough at 2 hours and 23 minutes and 10 seconds. And then we beat the game in the what-if scenario 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 6 seconds. So we definitely saved time on both of these. 25 minutes ultimately is what we saved doing the what-if scenario. But we're going to play through today and do a breeding move and start out fully evolved and see how much better we can do. So let's dive into this Pokemon. This Pokemon, like I said, is Xatu. It evolves from Xatu level 25, but we'll start out fully evolved. It is a Flying Psychic type. And we are in the medium fast growth rate, which is pretty good for a playthrough. Let's go and move on to the stats. Now, the stats of this Pokemon are pretty solid across the board. Its worst stat is its HP. If that's your worst stat, you're going to do pretty well. Attack is HP 65, attack is 75, defense is 70, special attack is 95, special defense is 70, speed is 95, for a grand total of 470. Really isn't a glaring weakness here with this Pokemon. You can say hit points. But the fact that its defense and special defense is decent and both of our attacking stats are solid, this should lead to this Pokemon having a much better playthrough than we had in the previous two. Let's scroll down and look at our weaknesses. We are weak to Rock, Ghost, Electric, Ice, and Dark moves. So that's a lot of weaknesses. That's 5. And we got to deal with that. We have to deal with the Ghost Gym. We have to deal with the Ice Gyms. That's not good. Rock, Electric, all those things are not great for us. We are immune to ground, and we resist fighting, grass, and psychic moves. I guess there's a little bit of balance there, but we're going to have some problems with some things in this game. We're going to have to try to mitigate them as best as we possibly can. Let's move on to the moveset. This is the moveset that we start out with, and we're going to modify that by adding a breeding move. We tried this before with Confusion. Like I said, didn't do bad, but also didn't do great. We start out with Peck. It's a 35 base power, 100% accurate move. It's about 52 with stab. Very solid move. Good move to start the game with. It gets very boosted right after we beat Faulkner as well, so it becomes a little bit more powerful. Nightshade is a ghost move, but we can still use it. It does 1 damage for every level we have. And as we scroll down, Nightshade, Teleport, Future Sight. Future Sight's garbage. It actually doesn't. See how it's not lit up? It's not stab. It just does 80 power, but it's really weird move. I don't know how else to explain it. It just, you use it, and like 2 or 3 turns later, it hits the Pokemon, but it's not a stab move. It's really weird. It's almost like a set damage move, I guess. And then Confuse Ray is actually very useful with this Pokemon. It lets us counter a lot of problems that we have that we didn't counter before. And then level 65, like I said, we get Psychic. We will get Psychic long before this. We'll pick up a TM for it. It's 90 base power, 100% accurate. With stab, it's about 135. And yeah, it's a very good move. This is a move that we can definitely utilize via TM, but we won't use it. We won't get it via level up because we'll have it before that. As we move down to the TM moveset, we get a little bit of saving grace. Here's some things that'll help us. Curse we're not going to use. Toxic won't use. Psych Up won't use. Hidden Power went with Hidden Power Ice. Now, in the original playthrough, this was the first move I could get that could utilize our special attack stat, which is the higher of the two. So Hidden Power Ice will definitely be helpful, definitely be powerful. It'll definitely have its use in this playthrough. It ends up being a 70 base power ice move, 100% accurate. And like I said, it's very solid. It makes 2 gym leaders pretty much obsolete. Sunny Day, Snore, Hyper Beam, Protect, potentially Giga Drain. Giga Drain will probably only be used in one battle, and that's the final battle of the game, where we're facing Red, where it'll be a good counter to his Blastoise. His Blastoise does have Blizzard, so it's something we're going to have to use to counter Blastoise and maybe knock him out quicker than we normally would. Maybe Confuse Ray and this combined will be what we use. Endure, Frustration, not going to use. Solar Beam, not going to use. Return, it's probably going to be our main physical move. That's not a stab move. So we're going to have a physical move from our breeding move sets that we've talked about a little bit earlier. This will be our go-to physical move. Then we'll have another move, and then we'll have 2 special moves. Psychic, like I said, pick it up. Right as soon as we get to Kanto, we can go pick it up, and now we have a very powerful Psychic move. And like I said, if we get to level 65 first, we'll have it, but just go pick it up, and it's going to unlock Kanto and make everything obsolete in Kanto. Double Team Swagger, Sleep Talk, not going to use. Swift will have a short shelf life, but it is useful as a decent physical move that's not flying type. So if we have something that's like resistant to flying, we can use that, or whatever the case may be. Dream Eater, not going to use. I don't know why we get this move. We cannot put Pokemon to sleep. It'd be great to use, but we can't put Pokemon to sleep. So I don't know where this, unless you're putting someone to sleep with someone else and then swapping. But we can't do that in a solo playthrough. The Tech, not going to use Rest, possibly against Red. Possibly against Red, we could use Rest. Attract, Thief, Nightmare, Fly, and Flash. We're probably not going to use Fly, and there's a good reason for Fly for that. We usually would, but we're going to have a move we're going to use from our breeding move set. So breeding moves, here's what's cool about breeding moves, that we can take these moves and apply them. And I've seen other YouTubers actually use multiple breeding moves and see how much better the Pokemon can do. So if I did that, man, I think I could do pretty well with this Pokemon. We have 5 move options. We have Drill Peck, Feint Attack, Haze, Quick Attack, and Steel Wing. All of them could be very useful in this playthrough. However, Drill Peck is the best flying type move in the game. 80 base power, 100% accurate. With stab, it's 120. And you add in Faulkner's Badge, you add in the Sharp Beak, and it's just going to keep adding and adding and adding to the damage output this move has. This move is impeccably great, no pun intended, and it's awesome. And Feint Attack wouldn't be bad. Wing Attack wouldn't be bad. Steel Wing would be pretty good as well. That'd be pretty cool to have for the whole course of the game until we got other moves. We're going to go with Drill Peck. Drill Peck will be added to the moveset, and then there's nothing really we can add. Safeguard wouldn't be a bad previous evolution move, just because it can prevent being like paralyzed and things like that. And that actually is something that's really going to be a hindrance for this Pokemon, is electric type Pokemon really do get at this Pokemon. And in my previous playthroughs, we'll try to mitigate that as much as we can. So let's go back to the first slide, and we'll go and talk about what we're going to do in this playthrough. So like I said, this Pokemon, pretty solid, but we're going to be adding Drill Peck. So we're going to start the game with Drill Peck, and then we have the other 2 moves that we have, which is Leer and Nightshade. Peck probably won't have a long-term use. Leer won't have a long-term use. Nightshade will be there for a while, just because we don't have a lot of moves. It's probably going to be there just for security, more or less. But I think this playthrough, we're going to start out with Drill Peck. It's going to get super boosted after we beat the first gym. We probably won't even have to face Bellsprout Tower, even though it'd be a lot of experience there. We won't have to face Bellsprout Tower. This Pokemon still is not even over 500 base power, or base stats for all of its stats combined. So we still have some weaknesses when it comes to just not being over the top with anything. Everything's solid. Everything is very solid. There's a stat I brought up before, or a thing I brought up before called stat variance, where look at your best stat and your worst stat and look at the difference. And that shows, so our best stats, our HP was 65, and our best stat is 95. So look at the difference there, 30, and now all the other stats fall in between those two. Yours is going to be pretty solid. I think we'll beat this game, or beat the Elite Four, I should say, in about 1 hour to 1 hour and 5 minutes, roughly. I think that's definitely going to be the situation. Maybe even less than that. But I just have a habit of facing too many battles, to be honest with you. I see battles and I'm like, I got to do it. I've always been like that, because I've always played through as a team. So I still have that mindset. I don't want to avoid as many battles as I should when I'm doing a solo playthrough. But I think 1 hour, 1 hour and 5 minutes is like right on the sweet spot for this Pokemon. And beating Red, I think we can beat Red in about 1 hour and 30, an hour and 35 minutes. So we're drastically going to still improve from the original playthrough and even the optimized, or the what if scenario playthrough. I think we're going to actually do that as well. I just don't see a lot of huge barriers for this Pokemon. The only thing I can think of is possibly Jasmine's Gym. That's like going to be a barrier for us. And honestly, it could be Lieutenant Surge as well. I think I had struggled with Lieutenant Surge in the previous playthrough as well. But if we just run and get Psychic, we'll be just fine. because it's so over the top, and so powerful that it doesn't matter how good their special is, it's still going to work. But yeah, that's my video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This video will come out on Friday. There's a video coming out on Wednesday where we're playing through Dugtrio in Pokemon Blue. It's starting up our new series where we're playing through all the flying types, figure out who the best flying type is in Generation 1. So I hope you chime in for that. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment down below. All those things help out the channel and help it grow. Appreciate you. If you stayed this far, you're awesome. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.